Good morning, everyone. Brian here again with BMK Retro Gaming. This morning I have the review for us of the Atari 5200 original library game, Super Breakout. Hang on, forgot to grab my notes. Okay. So with Super Breakout, it's a pretty simple story and all. It started out life as an arcade cabinet original, an update to Atari's Breakout in 1978. Back then done by Atari Inc. and Ed Rotberg. Atari Inc. Publishing and Ed Rotberg as the developer. Anyway, later on, in 1982, it would be ported here to the Atari 5200. It's a pretty simple story, really, and all. Basically, the narrative generally goes that you are a astronaut of sorts when your ship and all, which is running out of life support, encounters a rainbow-colored barrier. So, in order to pass through it, you find out that your ship can shoot beams of solid light through the barrier to break through it, so that you can break out and get past this barrier, thus getting back to help before you run out of life support. So anyway, that's basically the story and all. It's pretty good on the Atari 5200. I'm not going to spend a whole long time talking about it, except to say it does have, the basic Breakout game variation, the progressive one, the double variation, and the cavity variation. We'll check out each one. Now, the modern day Atari 5200 controller I got from Retro Game Boys does work with it some, though it's not perfect or 100% accurate control. I'm not sure if it has an issue where there's sometimes issues come up with games that require either trackball or analog control. And, well, the analog controller, the original one for the Atari 5200, is ideal for this one, though I don't have one and not one in working order, so not going to happen with that, on one hand. And this one, it still gives me an idea where I, combined with my Hyperkin Trooper controller, I'm able to get enough control that I think we can get a pretty decent demonstration of the gameplay. So, anyway, here I just own a loose cartridge, and here it is. It's pretty nice cartridge artwork, I think, and it does say here 1982 Atari Incorporated, all rights reserved. And it has I don't have any for it, but it has an overlay slot on back, as you might expect. Anyway, mine just came as a loose cartridge. It's in okay shape. So anyway, I don't want to talk too long on all this, so I'm going to get this set up with my Atari 5200, and we're going to take a look into the gameplay. Okay, so here we go with gameplay for the Atari 5200 arcade port of Breakout. You're just going to play Breakout to start with. Just press A or Start to get started. Button to go with. Darn, missed it. See, that's one of the things about the control with it is I don't have a great deal. If I try to go, it goes all over the place, so. Go, finally got one where I can actually get moving on it a bit. Okay, we'll try one more time. Gotten a bit done here. Okay, next game variation is progressive. More time before I give it up. Again, with this controller, it's not the most 100% accurate, so one more little shot before I give it up because I can possibly get just a little bit better out of it. Okay, now we get in the game variations double, which is actually a bit easier because I have a bit more leeway and control on it here than not double. It's just basically double paddles. It looks and plays pretty nice for the most part, I guess you could say, but since I don't have 100% accurate control with this controller, it can be a bit of a challenge for me to try to do anything with it whatsoever. The double paddles is actually a nicer setup since it allows me to do a little bit more with less of a hassle over it. Try that one more time, see how much more I can do with it. Maybe not a lot. Okay, there's the game over, and finally we'll try the cavity variation, which is pretty okay. Cavity basically, if you can release those two, you get them out, and it's kind of the next phase and gets more hectic and all. Then you guys can probably get the idea. Try it again. One of the major complaints about this back in the day was it doesn't really show off very much of the Atari 5200's graphical capabilities, the improved ones over the Atari VCS 2600. Though it does kind of show off its numericals, or alpha numerical superiority, so it's not all bad or all waste or anything. For being the pack-in game for the Atari 5200, it's kind of interesting that an arcade port was chosen, but it's one of our Atari's own, so stranger things have happened, I guess. Okay, we'll try one more shot, see if I can't get a bit further along. Again, since I don't have precise analog control, which is probably the problem here more than trackball control. Well, I'm not sure which one exactly. It does make it a bit more of a pain in the neck for me to try to play with this particular controller setup, but could be worse. Anyway, I think you guys get the idea of the gameplay for the most part by now. It's about what I can do with it anyway. Okay, so that was Super Breakout, a 1982 arcade port and the packing game for the Atari 5200. Is it pretty good? I think so, generally speaking. My apologies again that I couldn't present much better on the gameplay, but considering the way what I have to work with controller-wise, did the best I could and, well, gave a pretty decent, small example, even though I couldn't win a round or anything. Again, probably one of your best options, if you can find one, is a working Atari 5200 trackball controller, an original one. At least I've always heard and been seeing such that says that that's one of the most ideal controllers for playing this game. As for me, again, sorry that the gameplay wasn't better on my part, but a little basic demonstration was all I had in mind anyway. With this particular modern-day rebuild controller and all from Retro Game Boys, that's going to happen with some, since some games that require analog control or trackball control, it just does not have much control over whatsoever, no matter what you pair with it. Though again, I would say there are a number of DB9 controllers out there. Maybe there are some which will work better with this particular setup than some others will not. Again, I was using my Hyperkin Trooper controller paired with this one, which would probably give similar to performance to an original Atari VCS 2600 joystick. So, that'd probably be about what you'd get out of it with this. Anyway, one of the reasons why I wanted to go ahead and present this one is because it is the packing game for the Atari 5200, and if I had this before, I would have just presented it first, rather than presenting, Pac-Man first. But that's the way things go. That's what I had to work with and what I could control, so that's just what I did as a compromise. Anyway, I do have a few recommendations and links for you guys. First is Willie with his channel Arcade USA, which is a pretty good channel in my view. He just does a little short gameplay video, I think under 2 minutes or so, or a little over. Then there's Atari 5200 channel, which is another new subscription of mine. They just give a little bit of short gameplay in there. And the same thing with Crow Capture. So I will leave recommendations and links to those for you guys to check out if you like, as well as leaving a link to the Wikipedia article on Super Breakout, because it does have some interesting information for those who may care to read up further. Big shout out to my Atari 5200 Facebook group. Love you guys over there, and hopefully y'all will be getting this video before too terribly long this morning. In the meantime, if you enjoy this channel's, please keep your eyes peeled, because I should be announcing what the, on my YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter feeds, because I should be announcing before too long, well, maybe a bit. I've got something incoming this week, but hopefully it won't be too terribly long. Anyway, should be announcing what the prototype homebrew or pro-brew game coming up for this next Sunday will be. So keep your eyes peeled on my stuff for that to find out what that's going to be. And in the meantime, if you enjoy this channel's content, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And please don't hesitate to leave any questions, comments, or suggestions down in the comments section below. You guys take care, have a wonderful Wednesday, and hopefully I will see everyone back here again this coming Sunday.